Hello students, welcome back to St. Austin's YouTube channel. This is your online mathematics class. My name is Ayushi. In the previous videos and our Zoom sessions, we have completed with our chapter number 14, statistics. Today we have to start with a new chapter, chapter 15, probability. And in this video, I'll be letting you know about the basics of probability. Probability you have been studying since 8th, 9th standard. So I hope most of the concepts are clear. The further concepts we'll be discussing here. Probability. First of all, what is the meaning of probability? Probability is the measure of uncertainty of various phenomena. We can find the probability on the basis of observations and collected data. This is called statistical approach of probability. So, in the simplest terms, in a layman's language, we can say probability is the measure of certainty of whether something will happen or not. For example, if I am saying the sun rises from the east, right? We know that for sure sun rises from the east. So, the probability of sun rising from the east will be 1 always. That is, what are the chances that the sun will rise from the east? So, that will be 1. The other thing we can say that what will be the probability of the sun rising from the west? We know this thing is never happening, right? The sun cannot rise from west. So, the probability of that will be 0. Next we have random experiment. You will be seeing this you will be reading this word everywhere whenever we are doing any question related to probability. The word is random experiment. So what is a random experiment? An experiment is called random if it satisfies these two conditions. First of all, it must have more than one possible outcomes. Like we talked about the case where the sun rising from the east or the west. Okay, so there are two possible outcomes. Either the sun rises from the east or from the west. Simplest example we can consider is tossing of a coin. When we are tossing a coin, either we get a head or we get a tail. So again, we have two possible outcomes. So this satisfies the first condition. The second condition is that it must not be possible to predict the outcome in advance. See, when we are tossing a coin, okay, when the coin is in the air, we do not know which way it will land, whether it would be head or it would show a tail. So this indicates that we cannot predict the outcome in advance. So the tossing of the coin satisfies both of these conditions. Hence, we can call the tossing of a coin as a random experiment. The next thing we have is sample space. What is a sample space? The set of all the possible outcomes of a random experiment is called a sample space. It is denoted by S. And what are sample points? The elements of the sample space are referred to as sample points. For example, if we are rolling a dice, okay, if we are rolling a Ludo dice, the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these are our outcomes, all the possible outcomes. Either the face on the top can have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. So this set, this collection of all the possible outcomes is known as a sample space and it is denoted by S. S is equals to the collection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Each element of this collection, see, 1 is the element of this collection, 2 is also the element of this collection. So every member in this set will be called a sample point. It will be called a sample point. I hope this is clear about the sample space and the sample point. The next thing we have types of event. There are two types of events. Either the event is impossible or it is a sure event. Impossible event, the empty set is called impossible event. Let's consider this with an example. Let's again take the example of rolling of a dice. When we are rolling a dice, what are the sample points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. The face turning up can have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Okay. So this is a sample space. These are the sample points. Okay. Now if I am talking about a particular event, okay, when the face rolled up has 8, is it ever possible that the face can show 8? In a dice, when we rolling a dice, the dice doesn't have 8. So the probability of this event occurring will be 0. Such events where the probability is 0 are called impossible events. The events whose probability is 0 are called impossible events. The next we have sure events. Sure events are also known as certain events. Sure events are also known as certain events. The whole sample space is called a sure event. Like this entire sample space, this will be called a sure event. Let's take an example. If I am talking about the probability of number appearing to be less than 7. We are talking about the probability of number appearing on the dice to be less than 7. See, all of these values are less than 7. Okay, so no matter what number comes up on the dice, it will always be lesser than 7. Hence, the probability of such an event will be 1. A particular event or a compound of events where the probability is 1 are called sure events or certain events. See, again we have the example of tossing of a coin. Whenever we are tossing a coin, the coin can either show head, the coin can either show head or it can show tail. Okay. So when we are writing the sample space, S equals to H comma T. So this will be our sample space, H and T are the sample points. Now we are considering, if we are considering the probability of heads appearing, so that will be 1 by 2. How 1 by 2? Probability of any event is calculated by the formula favorable events upon total events. Total events in the sample space. Total number of events. Favorable events means the events where head appears. For this, the events where head appears. See, head is appearing only one time. So, favorable event is 1. Total number of events. How many events are there? 1 and 2. So, this is equals to 2. So, probability of heads will be 1 by 2. Similarly, the probability of getting a tail, that will be again 1 by 2. See, only in one case we are getting T, and total H and T we are having 2 events. So, probability of getting a tail will be again 1 by 2. Next is the event of rolling of a dice. Dice can either show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So, the sample space we can write as sample space is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here the total outcomes we have. Total outcomes we have 6. Okay, and if I am talking about a particular event, say for example probability of getting an even number on the dice. How many even numbers? 1, 2, 3. So in 3 cases, so favorable outcomes. We have 3 favorable outcomes. So probability of getting an even number will be favorable outcomes upon total outcomes. Favorable outcomes we have 3 and total outcomes is 6. So this will be 1 by 2. Similarly, if we are talking about probability of getting a prime number. Prime number. So favorable outcomes for that will be. See, one is neither prime nor composite. So we have to ignore 1. 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number, 5 is also a prime number. So out of these 6 total outcomes, 3 are favorable outcomes. So probability of getting prime number will be favorable outcomes upon total outcomes. Favorable outcomes are 3 and total outcomes are 6. So 1 by 2. Now if I am talking about probability of getting a number more than 4, suppose. More than 4, 2 numbers are more than 4. So favorable outcomes would be 2. And total outcomes are 6. So probability will be 1 by 3. See here you can observe the probability of any event. Any event we are talking about, the probability is always less than 1. Okay, so we can say the probability of any event occurring has to be greater than or equal to 0. The probability is always greater than or equal to 0. And it has to be less than or equal to 1. So this is our short case. The probability of any event is always greater than or equal to 0 and always is lesser than or equal to 1. The next situation we have of a playing cards. In a deck we have 52 cards. Among them 26 are black and cards and 26 are red cards. And then also again we have these shapes. 13 are spade, 13 are of club, 13 are of diamond and 13 are of heart. Okay, and each 13 card contains numbers from 2 to 10 and A, J, Q and K. J, Q and K means Jack, Queen and King. These cards have faces on them, so they are also known as the face cards. 2 to 10 are our numbered cards and ace is not considered within the face cards. So this was all about the introduction and the basics. Further we'll be doing in our next lecture. Thank you.